I love your podcast. This is gold. This is where it's at.
Dennis, welcome to the Bits of Gold podcast. Pumped to have you on today.
Thank you very much for inviting me, Daniel.
Yeah, I've been following you some time now on LinkedIn. I'd love if you can introduce yourself, tell our listeners a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Definitely. So my name is Dennis Koutoudis. I'm the founder of a company called Linked Superpowers. I'm a LinkedIn strategist and personal branding specialist. What we do at Linked Superpowers is we help individuals and companies globally to unleash their superpowers on LinkedIn, hence getting them closer to accomplishing their unique professional goals, whether it is to land a new employment opportunity, whether they're a company, and they're looking for more clients, they're looking for investors, they're looking for ideal employees, even as companies. So this is what we generally do.
So you work with a lot of people who want to build their brand, their image, their presence via social media to use that and leverage that for whatever their goals may be, whether it be building their career, whether it be building their business, whether it be being of more influence.
Exactly. Whether they just want to have a solid presence online, we have those people, those kinds of people as well, who have everything. They don't have any professional goal, but they want to shine online. So they come to us as well.
I know, we spoke briefly ahead of this call and ahead of this recording, and, we spoke about setting unrealistic goals and the importance of being a dreamer and setting unrealistic goals. If your goals are too realistic, you're never going to stretch yourself far enough to really achieve these big goals, these big dreams that you may have. I'm curious if you could talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, of course. It is vital. You've heard the expression, shoot for the moon and you land, you land in the stars at the very least. So this is a mentality that I apply as well to my organization myself as well. So I always set unrealistic goals. And sometimes I even achieve them. But if you don't set those kind of goals, you're not going to have a chance to achieve ever. If you always set very down to earth and realistic goals, exactly, you're not going to stretch yourself enough to go to go over your normal, your perceived capabilities, right?
Yeah, absolutely. If you play it a little too safe, or maybe even if your goals are realistic, you know that they're achievable, I would challenge, are you really pushing yourself far enough? What more can you do? What more is possible?
Exactly, yes. And there is, what we say is impossible. Nothing is impossible. Impossible, the word is, you need to change that to I'm possible instead of saying impossible, right? So this is a mantra I follow as well. Nothing is impossible.
Absolutely. So obviously in your business, you help people build their social presences. You've done it in your own with your own brand, with your own business. I'd love to talk a little bit about how one can utilize social media in the most effective way in order to accomplish whatever their professional goals may be.
It's a simple formula, Daniel. They need to focus first on their presence, the way they look, each and every section of each social media profile. Background photos, profile pictures, headline, their bios in Twitter and Instagram and stuff. Their content, of course, to be stellar. And then SEO, focus on the SEO of each social media platform. Each and every one of them has its own bits and tricks regarding SEO. So this will increase your discoverability, search engine optimization. Think about the keywords that people will use to find a professional such as yourself, person such as yourself on social media, and place them in visible, and there are some invisible areas of your social media profiles that you can place keywords so that you increase your discoverability. Then comes the utilization. How can you most effectively utilize a social media network, social media platform, in order for you to accomplish as rapidly as possible your unique professional goal? So this is the formula. So it has three parts. The presence, the SEO, the utilization. If you master those three parts, then you will become very successful.
So, one thing that I discussed quite a bit and debated quite a bit is, do the number of followers matter, or does your engagement matter, or is it a combination of both?
It is definitely a combination. The matter of followers nowadays matters immensely. People, they don't have time. They visit your profile, they see many followers, they say, okay, he or she must be credible, for having such a community to follow them. So they do the same for companies as well. I've heard many people say, look, this company has 100,000 followers on Twitter, for example. They must be doing something right, to gather such a following. Also, engagement. It's not the same if you see, someone have like 10 likes in his post than if you see someone with 200 or 250. And also, we don't need to stay there, to the numbers. We need to go through the people. What I do on LinkedIn, for example, in my latest post, I have like 250, 300, even more likes, there, in comments, 170 or something like that. I go through each and every one of them, who the likers and the commenters, right? So I go there and I see with which one of those do I want to have a networking conversation with? Or if they consist of my first connections, I've already had a networking conversation with them, which ones do I want to touch base again because of this opportunity that they engage with one of my latest posts? So there's no point in having thousands of likes and not taking advantage of the likers, of this opportunity to jump into a conversation with the people who engage with your content. So, because they are the ones that are more likely to jump into a conversation with you. They just saw one of your latest posts and they place their valuable time. They spent their valuable time in engaging with it. So if chances are, if you approach them for a get together, get to know each other better conversation, chances are they will accept. So yeah, this is my tip. Don't just focus so much on the engagement, as focus more on approaching a select number of people who engage with your post, because there's no point in having so many likes and doing nothing about it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that there's, without a doubt, value of building your own brand, even if it's just on one platform, because ultimately it shows and gives authority, right? In whatever space you're playing in. And ultimately that authority will help you, whether it be getting a new job, whether it be building your own business, whether it just be creating credibility to help progress your career forwards or towards your goal. I always tell everyone, choose a platform and start building on it. Create your own brand, and it doesn't need to be like so well thought out where you need to have some big goal or by X point you need to be making money from it. It's more just about starting to build that presence. And obviously, you've done that time and time again with your customers and brands that you work with. If you were starting from zero, if someone comes to you, they're starting from zero, they put no energy into any platform, what would be the tactical tips on how they can start to grow on a social platform in a meaningful way?
Well, definitely, it's connecting with the right people. Let's say LinkedIn, for example, connecting with the right people. At the beginning, I would say not be so strict about quality. Have some expand a little bit, because you need the numbers at the beginning. I would say get the numbers at the beginning and then go for super targeting, because they're not as many super targeted people out there that will help you increase this level of credibility with your followers, with your large following. There are not so many people that will get you to the large following who are your target prospects. Understand what I mean? So focus on growing the numbers first, and then go for targeted audiences. This is my opinion, and the opinion of many influencers who have a lot of followers out there.
Got it.
Yeah,
well,
focus on that. The content as well, very important to grow a following. Try to get, as many engagements with your posts as rapidly as possible. The first hour that you post something. This is my tip. Try and get so many likes and comments on LinkedIn. the platform that I'm very well familiar with. If you can get as many likes and comments as fast as possible, chances are this will trigger the LinkedIn algorithm and it will show it to even more people, because it will think, the LinkedIn algorithm, that look, for this post to have so many engagements so fast, then maybe it's worth it for it to be shown to more people. So this is how many people get viral posts.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Well, Dennis, you obviously have a wealth of knowledge as it relates to building on social platforms, building on LinkedIn especially. Are there any other quick bits of gold that you'd love to leave the audience with as it relates to building your social presence?
Of course, I could drop a hack or two here, for example. Definitely. Remember when we talked about the target keywords? For sure, place them in visible areas of your profile, like the top of the beginning of your headline. What are you? Are you a LinkedIn strategist and personal branding strategist? Begin with that, for example. It could be any profession. So what's the main target keyword that people are searching on social media platforms to find a professional such as yourself? So begin with that in your headline. The headline is one of the most important sections. What you can do is place those naturally, the keywords, throughout your profile, not keyword stuffing, and also renaming anything you post on social media, whether it is your profile or you upload on your profile, whether it is your profile picture, your background photo, whether it is a picture or media inside your LinkedIn profile or Twitter profile or Instagram posts. Rename those files when you have them in your computer. Rename them as per the relevant target keywords of the topic that you're posting, and have your name also there.
That makes a lot of sense.
So that it triggers the search engines. So you appear, for example, on Google Images when people are searching for a certain keyword that you posted. So this is very important. For example, we could say I post something about LinkedIn lead generation. Let's say, for example, I create a picture for this, and I create a post. So I rename that picture as LinkedIn lead generation, Dennis Koutoudis, Dubai.png or JPG, for example. So that's one way that we could do it.
I see. That's like a hack.
Yeah, it's like a hack, that you can make. And then when someone searches for LinkedIn lead generation Dubai, for example, my picture appears on various search engines. The picture of this post that I created. So that could be also something to think about before you post anything or upload anything on any social media profile. Rename it as per relevant target keywords of this media.
Those are great tips and hacks and ways that you can potentially grow on your social channels. I want to wrap this mini episode where you obviously have tons of information, tons of knowledge on your LinkedIn that people can follow along. What's the best place for people to follow you so they can connect, learn more about what you do, as well as learn more about how to grow on social channels?
For sure. They could visit our blog, on our website, linkedsuperpowers.com, and we've got a very informative blog there with various tips and strategies and hacks and stuff like that. Also on social media, they can find me on Instagram, they could find me on Twitter, they could find me on LinkedIn, like you said. Just type Dennis Koutoudis, on Google, and everything will appear.
Awesome. Well, Dennis, thanks for coming on the show today.
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you for having me.